You're the only candidate, I think, who's talking about a Department of Peace. How would that work, and what would it mean for the Defense Department?
Well, first of all, the idea of a Department of Peace has both domestic and international criteria. On a domestic level, everyone watching this understands that American families are beset by a lot of problems that result in domestic violence, spousal abuse, and child abuse. I'm talking about creating programs that would help families get out of that really deep rut that creates a lot of emotional problems and strife inside families. But also, when you look at the issues of gang violence, violence in the schools, racial violence, violence against gays, the Department of Peace would also supply help to deal with that. On an international level, we'd look at those areas that help conflict percolate and get involved before they develop into something that requires troops. It's really a very wise approach that uses the principles of Gandhi, of Christ, of Dr. King, and others to try to lift us out of this idea that war is inevitable. War is not inevitable. Violence is learned, and nonviolence can be learned as well.
So you'd still have the Defense Department.
Of course you have a Defense Department.
You've also said that you admire the foreign policies of Jimmy Carter, President Jimmy Carter. Tell us about why. What is it that you admire about him?
He's been the one president who has shown a real capacity to reach out and deeply into the Middle East, to understand that America must take an even-handed approach. Look, I've been to Israel, and I've met with the Israelis, and I've met with the Palestinian people, and I've met with people throughout the region. My wife and I have been to the region twice in the last year and 2 months. And there is a deep desire for peace on all sides. But the United States must take an even-handed approach. We have to do everything we can to help Israel survive. And Israelis perceive this existential threat. We must be attuned to that. At the same time, the Palestinians are crying for justice that they can't receive with walls and fences and losing their property. There has to be a United States presence that assures the survival of the Israelis and the rights of the Palestinians. And frankly, here again, I'm the only one running for president who's even talking about this. And this is really the door to peace in the Middle East goes right through Jerusalem. And anyone who would be president of the United States has to have the capacity to talk not only to the Israelis and the Palestinians, but the Syrians, the Iranians, the Iraqis, the Jordanians, and all of the others in the region. And I have that capacity.